Hello everyone. When I'm not on here making videos about the war in Ukraine, I'm also a writer, translator, data analyst, interface analyst, and blogger because clearly I don't have enough to do. And AI is actually something I talk and write about quite a lot, specifically warning people about applying an absolutist approach to AI. I encourage people to very carefully differentiate between AI that can and is harmful, for example, the theft of intellectual property, the uncontrolled data center construction, those types of things, compromising people's jobs, and AI that is actually useful and is filling in a significant gap in what human beings can do. People don't realize actually how much advantage they already derive from the existence of AI and have been for decades. So that is to bring us to this point about AI that is driving Ukrainian drones that are currently kicking Russia's ass, and everybody else wants them. Yes, I understand that as a first-generation Ukrainian American with family and friends in Ukraine, I am biased. I get it, and I own it. Absolutely. So, this right here is one of the reasons I do not support the unplug all AI, it is all evil standpoint. Because Ukrainian military has moved on from just striking specific places like Russia's oil industry hubs and Russia's military bases, Russia's military manufacturing facilities, to something more mobile. Remember, I mentioned multiple times that Russia refused to guarantee safe passage to civilians trying to get out of the occupied territories. They said they would target any type of convoy of cars or buses or trucks taking people away from the dangerous areas. And they have, in fact, attacked fleeing civilians. Well, Ukraine said, you know what, fuckers? Two can play at this game. And again, they are making a point to only target military objects. In this case, supply convoys that are bringing stuff to the Russian troops in the border regions. We talked about the border regions many, many times, and the occupied areas of Ukraine. See how long you guys last. Meanwhile, Zelensky is alerting the allies that Russia is preparing another big strike. This is following the aftermath of the big horrific strikes against Kyiv and surrounding areas. And alerts are being issued to everybody in Ukraine. Remember, we talked about this, how, well, yes, Kyiv is a target as a capital, because that has a lot of different kinds of importance to the country. But also other regions are being targeted as well. And so, yeah, alerts have been issued to people all over the country saying, do what you can to protect yourselves. And again, the whole thing is following Russia's deep fake, where they're saying that Ukrainians have struck a dorm and a school, to which they presented no evidence. We talked about evidence in the past. And after 4.5 years of hitting hitting Ukrainian dorms, schools, kindergartens, maternity wards, hospitals, playgrounds, markets, apartment buildings, and so on and so forth. So apparently it's okay for them to do that. But it's not okay for anybody else to do that. And again, they have no proof. I tend to believe Ukrainian military. But the intelligence is there. Obviously, the air defense units are on a 24/7 alert, have been for many months now. And once again, Zelensky had reached out to the allies asking for Patriot missiles, which can intercept specifically Russia's ballistic missiles. And again, that has been a big sticking point. As I mentioned before, he has written to the U.S. Congress earlier this week and to Donald Trump. I don't think anything will come out of it. So, yeah, this is going to be rough. Russia is once again saying Ukrainian drone has struck a car and killed 2 people in Belgorod region. Again, there is no proof presented, no evidence of any kind. And again, Belgorod is one of the border regions. Russia has willingly converted those border regions into basically gigantic military areas, military zones. They made them gathering points for troops, supplies, weapons. They use them routinely to launch attacks against Ukraine, to fire at Ukraine, for airplanes to take off and drop guide bombs. So why are you guys surprised? Don't turn the area into a valid military object and Ukrainians won't have any reason to shoot at it. It's really as simple as that. Also, of course, there is a choir of condemnation after a Russian drone had smashed into an apartment building in Romania and sent 2 people to the hospital with injuries. And again, not only Romania said something, others said something too, including NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said that the alliance was ready to defend every inch of its territory and that Russia was being reckless. And Romania had summoned the Russian ambassador. So, okay, my question, as usual, is yes, and now what? I mean, they're using all of the metaphors that Russia had crossed yet another line, that it's a war of aggression, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yes, and Putin is saying that Russia has all the means necessary to destroy anyone who attempts to attack the Russian region of Kaliningrad. Look that bit up. That is the small little wedge of Russian territory along the Baltic coast. And that has been a security concern for a long time because it is used also as a kind of a military base for spying on the Baltic states and farther into NATO territory. So, again, my question to you, NATO, do you honestly think that expressing concern, expressing condemnation, summoning ambassadors, and so on and so forth is going to do anything to Putin? Honestly, I think we all know the answer. Who has to die? How many people have to have their buildings damaged? How many people have to go to the hospital because of another Russian drone or another Russian unexploded bomb or another Russian missile? What are you waiting for? You have been attacked. Respond. This is not a game. This is not a joke. You have been attacked. Respond. It's time. More to come.